Dr. Sarah Chion's boots crunched against the crystalline sand of Kepler 442c as she made her final survey rounds. The red dwarf sun cast long shadows across the alien landscape, painting everything in hues of amber and rust. 3 months into the terraforming assessment mission, and she still found herself marveling at the planet's strange beauty, a world that could have been Earth's distant cousin. If Earth had been born under a different star, the distress beacon had appeared on her scanner 20 minutes ago, faint but unmistakably human in origin. Now, as she crested a low ridge of weathered stone, she saw him. He lay crumpled against a boulder, his environmental suit torn and failing. Even from a distance, Sarah could see the shallow rise and fall of his chest labored desperate. She activated her comm system, but received only static. Whatever had brought him here, he was alone. "Hey!" she called out, breaking into a run. "Can you hear me?" The man's head turned slightly. His helmet's faceplate was cracked, revealing glimpses of pale skin and dark hair matted with sweat. As Sarah dropped to her knees beside him, she could see his lips moving, though no sound emerged from his damaged comm system. "It's okay," she said, running a quick diagnostic with her scanner. His suit's life support was failing catastrophically oxygen. At 8% and dropping, water reserves completely depleted. "I've got you." She reached for her emergency flask, the one containing her personal water ration purified, mineral-enriched water from Earth's reserves. Protocol dictated she should establish his identity first, contact base, await backup. But protocols didn't account for the look in his eyes, the desperate gratitude that transcended the need for words. "Here," Sarah said, carefully lifting his head and pressing the flask to his lips. "Drink slowly." He drank deeply, desperately, and Sarah watched color return to his face. His breathing steadied, and for the first time since she'd found him, his eyes focused clearly on her. "Thank you," he whispered. His voice barely audible even in the thin atmosphere. Sarah activated her emergency beacon and helped him into a more comfortable position. "Who are you? What happened to your ship?" "Marcus Webb," he said, his voice growing stronger. "Survey Team Delta 7, we were attacked." "Attacked? By what?" Marcus closed his eyes, and when he opened them again, Sarah saw something that made her step back involuntarily. For just a moment, his irises had flickered with an inner light not reflected light, but something that seemed to emanate from within. "I don't know," he said quietly. "Something that shouldn't exist." Over the following days, as they waited for rescue, Sarah began to notice the changes. Marcus healed impossibly fast cuts sealing overnight, bruises fading within hours. He required no food, sustained somehow by the water she'd given him. And his eyes held that strange luminescence more frequently now, especially when he looked at her. "The water," he said on their third night together, as they sheltered in a cave system she'd discovered. "It wasn't just water, was it?" Sarah looked up from her field notes. "What do you mean?" "I can feel it," Marcus said, holding up his hand. In the dim light of her portable lamp, his skin seemed to shimmer with an almost metallic sheen. "Something in your water... it's changing me." Sarah's scanner had been monitoring him constantly, and the readings were impossible. His cellular structure was reorganizing itself, becoming something that defied classification. Not quite human, not quite machine, but something entirely new. "The terraforming nanites," she whispered, understanding flooding through her. "My water supply was treated with experimental nanites designed to help human biology adapt to alien environments. But they were never meant to be consumed in such concentration... Marcus nodded slowly. "I'm becoming something else, aren't I?" "Before," Sarah could answer, the cave filled with an otherworldly sound, a harmonious thrumming that seemed to come from the planet itself. Marcus stood, his movements fluid and precise in a way that was distinctly inhuman. "They're coming," he said. And now his voice carried harmonics that resonated in Sarah's bones. "The ones who attacked my team, but I understand now. They weren't attacking us. They were trying to communicate. The cave mouth filled with light, and beings of pure energy materialized before them. Sarah's scanner went wild, detecting electromagnetic signatures beyond its ability to process. But Marcus stepped forward without fear, and when he spoke, his words carried the same harmonic resonance as theirs. "They've been waiting," Marcus translated, his form now visibly shifting between human and something far more luminous. "Waiting for humanity to evolve beyond flesh and bone. The nanites in your water ... They're not just terraforming technology. They're an invitation." Sarah backed against the cave wall, her mind struggling to process what she was witnessing. An invitation to what? Marcus turned to her, and she saw that his transformation was complete. He still looked human, but he moved like liquid light, and his eyes held the depth of stars. "To join the collective of species who've transcended their biological limitations," he said. "Your people call it the singularity, but it's really just growing up. The universe is vast and lonely, Sarah, but it doesn't have to be." The energy beings pulsed with what Sarah somehow understood to be approval. They had been guiding humanity's development, leaving breadcrumbs of advanced technology for them to find and adapt. The terraforming nanites were just the latest gift, waiting for someone with the courage to take the leap. "Will I still be me?" Sarah asked, surprised by her own words. She hadn't even realized she was considering it. Marcus smiled, and for a moment he looked perfectly human again. "You'll be more than you ever imagined you could be." Sarah looked at her emergency flask, still containing a few drops of the nanite-enhanced water. In those droplets lay the future of humanity, not as conquerors of the stars, but as participants in something far grander. She raised the flask to her lips and drank as the transformation began. Sarah felt her consciousness expanding, touching minds across the galaxy. Humanity wouldn't inherit the stars through force or technology alone, but through evolution becoming something worthy of the infinite cosmos that awaited them. In saving Marcus's life, she had saved humanity's future. And in that moment, as her awareness merged with the collective wisdom of 1,000 species, Sarah Chun understood that sometimes the greatest acts of mercy were also acts of revolution. Asterisk.